feels like minus 50 right now in Saskatoon. Like, seriously? Jeez. Like, it's minus 34, I think, or something. With the wind, it's minus 50, or feels like minus 52. Whew. So, may as well go for a walk at lunch, right? Basically, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, I guess, being a bedroom home studio recording artist, producer, engineer, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I know that there's a lot of people that have been talking about the latest Grammys, how Billie Eilish won a whole bunch of Grammys, her brother Finneas, and the whole thing that whether or not they're fake home recording artists or real home recording artists. So I guess that, like, after hearing a whole bunch of internet opinions on whether or not they think that Billie Eilish and Finneas deserve those Grammys or don't deserve the Grammys, that's kind of not what this is about. This is more about just, I guess, the mentality that is surrounding all of this home recording versus, studio recording environment. I'm pretty sure, and I know I've heard a couple of big name producers say how much they would love to have worked on that record that Finneas and Billie Eilish had recorded. And I know there's, a lot of things going around the internet about them recording just the tracks in their bedroom and then sending it off to a mixing engineer to mix everything together, and then sending it off to another mastering engineer for him to master it. And that's fine. I mean, whatever. Who cares? I guess when it comes down to it, what they did is they took a whole bunch of songs that they had written, and they laid the beds down, laid the tracks down in their home, Finneas's bedroom, and recorded those tracks and those songs, and those probably spawned new ideas that they had, and new ideas to make the tracks better or change things, and they probably sent them to a mix engineer, and he had a couple of suggestions on changing this or that, and then a mastering engineer and a producer and what have you. But the thing is that it's not about how they got to the Grammys. The fact of the matter is that they won those Grammys not because of the way that the kick sounded on certain tracks, or the way that the snare drum sounded, how much high end was there, how much snappiness was there. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done videos about, making sure that things sound really good, tuning your guitars, things like that, and all of those are important things. But I think what happens is, and I'm definitely guilty of this, overly trying to adjust the sound of different instruments rather than focusing on the overall song itself. So let me give you an example. Okay, so we're talking about Billie Eilish, and that's just because, she's very popular right now. She's an extremely talented singer. Her brother Finneas is an extremely talented songwriter. And the two of them working together is, the reason that they won all those Grammys, because they found something that's unique. They're both very talented, and they were able to work with that and create some really fantastic songs. And I think we should be applauding that. I think we should really take a step back and look at what they've done and how they did it. And who cares how they got there? So what if their parents are in the TV and film industry and they've got lots of contacts here and there? Who cares about that stuff? The fact of the matter is that they wrote these songs. Nobody else wrote them for them. They wrote the songs, recorded them in the bedroom, and however they turned out, however they got spit out through the machine of music industry and production, that doesn't matter. The fact is, the strength of the song is what won them the awards. The strength of the song is what got them this popularity. It's not really anything else. And you could say they've got an agent working for them, they've got a promotion company, a production company pushing them, getting interviews at the right time, right before single releases and things like that. Fine. I mean, yes, all of those things obviously help, and it is a really big engine that they've got working for them. And now that they've got this popularity, it's just going to keep spinning. So yes, I mean, in that respect, a lot of new emerging artists or home bedroom recording artists that don't really have a big following and don't have those connections already in place for them. Yes, it's going to be a big uphill battle. Not everyone is going to find that kind of success and stardom. They have parents who encourage that talent throughout their youth. They have parents who have connections in the TV and film industry. And let's be honest, I mean, all of those things kind of came together for them, and they took all the talent that they had, raw talent, mixed it with a whole bunch of connections, and yeah, boom, everything exploded for them. So no, that's not going to happen for everybody. But again, I think that many people are satisfied with just being able to create music, put it out there for people to love, and maybe you're not going to sell 1 million streams your first go around. So basically what I'm saying is that, yes, they had all those things work for them, but we should be applauding the fact that they were able to take their raw talent, create some amazing music that they've won a whole bunch of awards with, and be able to give that to everyone to listen to. And we should definitely be applauding the talent that they have, and definitely be applauding the fact that, I mean, yeah, fine, they recorded everything in their home bedroom studio, and that's fantastic, and it gives us home recording artists and producers something to look at and aspire to and think, well, they were able to do it, so we should be able to do something close. Yes, we're probably not going to get the level of success that they had, but it definitely, I guess, helped correct my mindset, and it helped me think about the writing and production of the song as opposed to how each little instrument sounds in the mix, if you know what I mean. I think we fixate too much over making everything sound radio ready. What is that? If you think back to albums that we grew up listening to, okay, for me it was 80s hair metal, okay? If you think back to those albums, let's take, I don't know, Rat Out of the Cellar, for example, or Quiet Riot, Mental Health. You listen to those albums, Metallica, Ride the Lightning, like those albums do not sonically sound fantastic. So why do we love those albums so much? Because of the band. Memories in our life, so they have an emotional attachment to us. It's definitely not, I don't love the way that those albums sound because of the snare drum and the way that the top end or the transient is responding to a certain compressor in the mix. I can tell you that is the furthest thing from my memory or my thought when I'm listening to any of those albums. Iron Maiden, Power Slave, Peace of Mind. I mean, you listen to those albums, they sound fantastic, yeah, but they're definitely not the standards that other artists were able to record with. A lot of the Queen albums, you listen to a Queen album and the production and the overall sound sonically of all of the instruments, it just everything comes out and pops, and the mixes are fantastic. the songs are substantially better than the mix and the way that the cymbal resonated in the background, or the way the kick filled out the bottom end of the mix and didn't clash with the bass guitar. I mean, yes, all those things were important, but that's not what you think about when you hear those things. Not saying that we should not care at all about how our mix sounds. Of course we need to care, because the mix can adjust the way that a song is heard and the emotion that's felt based on the instrument that's coming forward and the instruments that are coming behind, or the group vocals that are around us filling all the space in the background while the main vocal sits in front. Yes, those things can help with the way that the artist wants to give us that sound, but the overall strength of the way the song is written and the talent that's performing it are the most important things. So for me, it helped correct my mentality a little bit that way, I guess you could say. This isn't a rant or anything, and I'm definitely not a big name producer or anything by any means, but I did appreciate a lot of the conversation that I'd seen on the internet about Billie Eilish especially being a home bedroom recording artist, and now she's just exploded, her and her brother Finneas, and their popularity is going to be huge for a long time coming, which is great, and it's fantastic, and it, like I said, it gives us all hope. We just keep our mentality in the right place, write good music, and once you have a good foundation, building the rest of the house should be relatively easy. What I mean by that is having a great song foundation, having good emotion behind it, and being able to record it at the source in the best possible way. And then once you have that foundation laid, then you can put the other pieces on top in the mix. The transient shape of the snare, the way that the bass guitar comes out and sits above the kick drum, things like that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and this maybe spark some conversation. Comments or anything like that, leave them in the links below. If you want to see any of my other content, YouTube's going to suggest some things for you after the end of this video. And please, if you would, just like and subscribe, and then hit the notification bell. And I'll link to my webpage and some of my social media, Instagram and Facebook. So thanks for being here. Keep making music. I think it's out of tune.